You're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide. I go through these whole clips. The only time I ever don't do the whole clip is when they're just brutally dull. And those are like two in a row. That's just the state of Fox right now. Hopefully, we can do a double hitter with this one and maybe bring us out of a slump. I hope. Gentlemen, it's Reservoir Glenn. That's the Glenn Beck action figure that's happening today. And his guest is Mark Levin, who is convinced, Mr. Producer, that the left's FBI misuse did not start with the Trump raid. Wasn't a raid. They did a search. Let's find out.
Ben.
That's his name.
Nationally syndicated talk radio host of Levin TV, chairman of Landmark Legal Foundation, host of the Fox News show Life, Liberty, and Levin, author of 6 consecutive #1 New York Times bestsellers, Liberty and Tyranny, spent 3 months at #1, sold more than 1.5 million copies.
And Glenn has his copy of his book right there, and it's just, hold on, I gotta see if I'm pointing in the right direction. It's got his book right there in the corner. I'm not gonna move myself over to get out of the way, but trust me, he's got his book right there, and it's not selling at all. Largely because he puts it right in front of where the camera will hit it all the time, but his name had to be on top because he insisted.
Marxism, I think, was the #1 best-selling book of the year. He's also an inductee of the National Radio Hall of Fame, top advisor to several members of President Ronald Reagan's cabinet. He holds a BA from Temple University, a JD from Temple University Law School, and he's on the program. It's on the program now to make me feel like a slug. Hello, Mark Levin. How are you?
Why are you reading all that?
No one cares.
Just looking you up and just seeing all the things that you've accomplished, and then I started feeling bad, so I stopped reading.
Don't go to Wikipedia. That'll make you happy.
So, Mark,
They hate me. Yeah.
I wanted to...
Oh, God. Levin's audio sucks.
A special tonight on the FBI and how out of control justice and the FBI are, and they've been
terrible. They're run amok
this way for a long time. I mean, when they started, they were corrupt.
Right. Yeah. Let's make America great again. Back before the FBI existed.
We're seeing things with Donald Trump that should scare people to the core.
Yes, it should frighten people that a former president can keep classified documents at his rental property and allow a woman posing as a Rothschild to fucking hang out there on weekends. At all.
Average Democrat who's not a Marxist doesn't understand what is happening right now.
I don't understand. You're right, Glenn. I'm not a Marxist at all. I'm a Democrat. It's kind of crucial. Marx did not allow for true democracy to exist in the country. It's going to be a look at how China's run right now. That was more in line with what he was hoping for. Sort of not the kind of thing you have if you want a democracy.
Well, first of all, they need to understand how corrupt their party is.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me.
The FBI has been used by Democrat president after Democrat president in illegal ways, really starting with Franklin Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He used the FDR against his political opponents, including within...
Franklin Roosevelt used the FDR against his opponents. I think he means used the FBI, but I don't know. It might just be a nickname for Roosevelt's penis.
Mm-hmm.
He used the FDR against his political opponents,
if you know what I'm saying.
Within his own party. And they would collect dirt on his political opponents. He would use the IRS the same way, which is why adding 87,000 agents is a disaster.
Disaster.
He unleashed...
Disaster. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for multinational corporations, but...
The IRS on Andrew Mellon, who'd been the Treasury Secretary under Coolidge.
Yep.
Even the judge at the very end was wondering why he had this 10-year criminal investigation, because his Treasury Secretary ordered it at FDR's demand. And he used the FBI against a number of individuals and groups, including the media. Robert.
Fucking hell. Can you imagine being that hard up for talking points about Joe Biden and the current state of the United States that you have to go back to FDR to start your complaining? These are, by the way, the same people who are like, these people are wrecking the country. We need to take our country back to the way it was.
Thing with John Kennedy, they used the FBI to tap Martin Luther King's phone, among others. And of course, he used the IRS to collect data on his political opponents. Probably.
Why did the Republicans never figure out how to do this?
Worse.
I guess Nixon just had to hire his own people. Is that what you're mad about? It is. If you view yourself as a true capitalist, you wouldn't want the government to be subsidizing your chicanery.
He used the FBI, the IRS, and the CIA. He even bugged Hubert Humphrey's phone when Hubert Humphrey was running for president in the Democrat primary. First he used it. He wanted to see if he was loyal or not. He used the FBI, he sent an FBI team to Atlantic City at the Democrat convention there to monitor Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders to see if they were going to be attacking him, Lyndon Johnson, even though he wasn't running again.
Then why would he? All right. That was Hoover. That was J. Edgar Hoover.
And got caught doing some of the same things they did, but not.
Yeah, but not as good because he's not a Democrat, so he doesn't really have the skill.
Really as much, but it didn't matter because he was a Republican.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. It didn't matter because he was a Republican because he did these things. So you're saying that misuse of the FBI only matters when it's a Democrat. Gotcha.
On Trump
wasn't an attack.
Is akin the same pattern, but worse. It is.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm starting to lose interest.
Constant. It's through his candidacy, his presidency, his post-presidency. As you undoubtedly know by now, you had two brilliant litigators, constitutional litigators, not these former federal prosecutors who are a dime a dozen and don't even understand the Constitution. And they made the point in the Wall Street Journal the other day, and they're right, that the Presidential Records Act allows the president to have access to classified and non-classified information. There's nothing in there about where he can store it. He can bring it home if he wants, and that's...
No, he can't. No, he cannot. Former employees of the federal government don't have a grab bag to take anything they fucking want with them, especially if it's classified. While you're there, they have a strategy in place to control the access to certain information. Even while you're president, you sure as shit don't get to decide after you leave or after you've lost that you're going to take a bunch of shit with you.
I've been arguing the president can't violate the Espionage Act. How can it violate the Espionage Act of 1917? When he's president, he says, all right, I'm taking these documents with me. You can't have a clearer statement of declassification than I'm taking these documents with me.
Yes, you can. You can say, I'm declassifying these for administrative purposes, and here's a memo I've written on it. It is only for these things, and these are not now open to the public, which is what declassification would mean. He's obviously not declassifying them. He's keeping them for himself. If that stood, then simply having it in your bag without even having to talk, I'm taking these documents with me, not realizing one day that one of them was top secret or something, or inadvertently carrying them, then everything they said about Hillary Clinton, for example, stuff that ended up on her server because she was at the State Department, as the Secretary of State, she has the right to take some of that work home with her. She should be able to declassify stuff at her level if she's been, put in that position by the President of the United States. He can go, yeah, whatever she thinks is right.
But classified as these gentlemen
They aren't.
point out, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
In fact, he has exclusive use of these documents. Even the existing president can't just claim those documents unless they have an absolute significant reason to.
So
They do. National security.
They came out. Yeah. They came out with. I think it was a general warrant, but they came out with this warrant, and then we started hearing that it's nuclear secrets and it's espionage, all this bullcrap. What is?
bullcrap, which largely turns out to be true, according to the document we saw today.
That they were really looking for, and how do we shake off the chains of this government?
Yes, it's true. Poor enslaved Glenn Beck and Mark Levin chained together by the naughty bits. Sorry, one of my lights just went out.
This corrupt.
Well, they wanted to grab everything. And so they
Wait. Were you?
Yeah, that was good. I got that.
You're breaking up. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I'm sorry, the damn phone fell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got this phone as part of Medicare Plus.
Right.
This home in Florida, I'll just tell you in the country. It's like a box. Remember those old movies?
Yes.
The cement and the steel and everything else?
Yes.
I said to the builder, I'm only building this damn thing once. I don't care how many hurricanes we have here, and I don't care about FEMA.
Right.
Well, they said the rules in the state are 170 miles an hour. You have to go. I said, but the state isn't building my house. 210 miles an hour. That's what I want the house sustained to. So I poured all the money into the structure. I'm just pointing this out. So I have 8-inch thick cement, steel walls and floors.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, and pilings underneath. So we had additional systems so I could use my cell phone, but there's certain dead spots.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, there's dead spots in the house. Well, then, why is your office in one of the dead spots, dum-dum? Why didn't you put a cell phone repeater in that room? All right.
You okay now?
Yeah, I do.
What was your question again?
My question is, what do you think they were looking for, and how do we shake the chains of this government that is so corrupt and out
Shake the chains of this government.
of control? It seems like we're cornered.
We're cornered? What the fuck does this have to do with you? Like, the self-aggrandizing part of this is stunning.
Well,
You're not Glenn. You're not important. Neither is Mark Levin. This FBI raid was not of your home. This wasn't America's home.
you're right about the general warrant. This clearly violates the Fourth Amendment and the
No, it doesn't.
particularity requirement,
No, it doesn't. It was very specific.
which was crucial to the colonists and to the framers.
The colonists. Oh my God. It wasn't bad enough we were going back to FDR. Now he's going back to the fucking colonists. Oh, shit.
Violated, I don't know what does.
You don't know what does.
And so they walk in there and they grab everything. I think
Sounds like a party.
looking for anything. January 6th, of course, I've talked about that. I'm sure you have. Anything they can get their hands on. And now they find, and they knew there were classified documents in there, so they're trying to use criminal statutes on that.
Why were yes, that apply to classified documents.
Like Weissman, and put them on TV, and very ignorant, low IQ hosts and news people
I feel seen.
just keep talking about, hey, he's got 700 pages of documents, classified, 300 classified documents. Who cares?
Ugh,
Who cares? And of course,
who cares? He can have it. He's Donald Trump. He's the land and the king are one.
doesn't want to release the affidavit is they prefer to leak this stuff to the New York Times and the Washington Post in order to
Correct.
control it.
Correct.
Both of them are just mad. No one's giving them any information.
Now, what do we do about this? You're not going to like this.
Uh-oh.
We are in the abyss trying to claw our way out. It's
No, that's just how your house is designed.
we're heading for the abyss. It's
Wait, are we in it or are you heading for it?
just trying to claw our way out. It's not we're heading for the abyss.
Okay.
It's not that the country is unraveling. It's unraveled. And so the question
Yeah, you can tell. Have you been outside? Has anybody been outside lately? It's like The Purge meets The Walking Dead. I don't know how anybody makes it to the corner store.
how do we deal with a political party that hates America, that takes
Well, I mean, we voted him out last time. I think that's a good start.
every step possible to empower itself, that only uses the Constitution to defend itself or against their enemies, but otherwise has no respect or faith in the Constitution whatsoever?
It only works when it is against actual criminal behavior.
How do we defend ourselves and fix it by not becoming all that we despise?
Right. How do we fight tyranny by not being murderous tyrants ourselves? I guess we can't. Never mind. Fuck it. Let's do it.
In the Constitution. How can we do that?
It's you've got to elect people, if not Trump, like Trump, who are willing to take them on, who can stand up to this. This is why so many people are attracted to him.
I know.
It's because he doesn't bend. He fights back. He fights back. They try and take him out with impeachments and criminal investigations.
And he just ultimately does not give a rat's ass about the law. It's a spectacular thing. I don't even know how he manages to do it, but what a total asshole. And it's so powerful. It's wonderful.
Investigations, state attorney investigations, tax investigations, property investigations. Now this crap with his home and his wife's closet and all the rest of it. That's why we have to defend him. Whether you like tweets or not is beside the point. Because if they take him down, who's going to fight for us?
Yeah, there's nobody. There never was. The Republican Party wasn't worth a shit until Donald Trump showed up. And then when he's gone, what have we got? We got nothing. Nothing. Seriously. Seriously.
Don't you think they'll do the same thing?
I think DeSantis would do the same thing, but I will tell you the only one that has been tested in literally the fires of hell is Trump.
Well, wait a minute. In literally the fires of hell. First of all, fuck you. With just the asshole misuse of literally. Just what a prick. No, not literally. Specifically not literally, you asshole. Tested in the fires of hell? Are you kidding me? I didn't realize that when you were in the fires of hell, you could spend an inordinate amount of time golfing.
That's exactly right. And honestly, what did he do to deserve this?
He took classified documents, stored them in a storage room with no fucking lock on them. He lied to the American people. He fomented a violent insurrection against the country. He tried to destroy our democratic system of government from within, and then failing that, on his way out the door, decided to burn the bridge after he, burn the boats after he'd gotten across the river, essentially. And ever since then, he's been fighting it. I mean, I'm not even going back to the grab him by the pussy tape at this point. He danced with Jeffrey Epstein. How about that? Is that enough? Nothing. He never did anything. He's a poor man.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
He hasn't broken the law. If he's broken the law, don't you think they'd have him by now?
Yeah.
He has broken the law. But he gets his day in court, stupid.
Obstruction and looking back at his property taxes 10 years ago and his income taxes 15 years ago.
No, not 15 years ago. Like 8 years ago. Like ongoing. Like still.
Just all crap.
I guarantee it. I guarantee this motherfucker, if he got a loan since he's left office, same shit.
Examine like this. Imagine looking at the Pelosi taxes for 10 or 15 years. Or looking at the Biden, seriously, how he's been bought up by foreign governments.
And again, like how, for fuck's sake, we've seen his taxes. Sorry, I'm going to be more dubious about the guy who won't show his fucking taxes.
Could withstand this, but Trump withstands it.
What do you mean none of these politicians could withstand it? Trump fucking made his political bones claiming that Obama wasn't even born in the fucking country, that he didn't even deserve to it, that he was a legacy hire because he was black and he got into Harvard and he wasn't deserving it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Minutes, unless you can stay after the break. I know you're busy. Which do you prefer? 2 minutes, or let me break and then come back?
No, we can stay after the break. I'm talking to the great
I don't have anywhere to be.
Glenn Beck.
Okay, hang on just a second. Mark, I'm really frustrated.
Sexually. I don't want to bring this up on the air, but I was just hoping that, we could break through kind of the log jam, no pun intended,
Because if we don't get the House and the Senate,
You're not going to.
there's almost nothing that the House can do except, block people like Nancy Pelosi and shut everything out. But they can't actually reverse anything, can they? Constitutionally, if we only have the House, what can we accomplish?
Well, we can stop things, you're right, but
Yeah.
we can't move the ball forward.
Oh, so par for the course. So it's standard operating procedure for the GOP.
And in the Senate, we also have another problem in addition to the filibuster,
Nothing.
which I happen to support. We have Mitch McConnell, who is in and of himself a filibuster against conservatives. You might remember in 2010 how he hated the Tea Party movement.
Oh, yeah, he still does.
Well, he hates the MAGA movement.
Yeah.
In 1976,
I don't know why, considering they lost him the House and the Senate and then ultimately the presidency. It's almost like it's a failing system. Hold on one second. I have to check something. Sorry, guys. I need a cable. Hold on. I'm right here. I haven't left you. You're around. Give me a second. I think, oh, wait, maybe this will do it. I can't let my battery die, but I'm screwing around with it. Hi. I'm plugging something in. Beg your pardon. Enjoy. Why is that not going in there? This goes in here. Goes in there. This should go in there. That goes in there. This goes in. Why is it going there? Okay, I don't know. That's very strange. This guy goes in this guy. I think it should. Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. My hub software is coming up. All right, there we go. Back here. There we go.
was a Gerald Ford guy, and he was never really a Reagan guy. He worked in the Ford Justice Department briefly. This
Oh my God. Did he know the colonialists? Jesus Christ.
guy is quintessential Washington rhino, and just
Yes, he still has his job.
ask yourself, what are the Republicans running on in the Senate? You don't even know.
Yeah. Gee, what are they for? What's Trump for? Other than, I want to be president again so I'm not prosecuted.
They haven't coalesced around a message because the guy's not a leader. But he raised
What's Trump's message then? He's the leader. What do they stand for? What's MAGA going to do? What is it? What's MAGA's message right now?
money. They changed the law a few years back.
And he controls the money for all the other senators.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
and
he
so
does.
he controls the National Republican Senatorial Committee,
Absolutely.
which can take in hundreds of thousands of dollars per donor.
Hundreds
Used to be
of
a limit
dollars
of
of
30-some
thousands.
thousand.
Terrible.
He put a rider on, I think it was Obamacare or something like that, and he changed that to empower himself. He has no capacity to communicate with the average
Hold on. Why is it? Oh, there we go. All right.
the American people. He always talks like he has a salami sandwich in his mouth or something. You know. And
Hey, I want to.
partisanship.
I want to ask you. You said you were for the filibuster. I'm for the filibuster. However, I would be for changing the filibuster back to the way it originally was, where it was Mr. Smith goes to Washington. You actually have to stand on the floor and filibuster.
Hey, look at that. Glenn Beck and I agree on something.
Now the Republican or the Democrats, if I'm not mistaken, changed it so you can just say, "I'm going to filibuster."
You would be mistaken. The Republicans did that.
Everybody goes home.
Well, that's true. They threatened to filibuster. I don't know how we change that, since the Senate can make its own rules.
Well,
we can't even change the Republican leader in the Senate right now. And I think that's the start. We've got to have younger, newer,
Dumber.
people who come to Washington, know their terms are limited, and have as their purpose to make
he's walking around again.
defense or
It's on the shitter.
we're always playing defense or we're always on our backs are against the wall. These guys, they come in, they have
Oh my God, it's just terrible. This is the state of modern right-wing media? Really? Christ almighty. Hold on one second. I'm going to switch to something real quick. To me. Hi. Hey, you're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide from the hotel. I'm glad I'm doing a show today, but holy shit, is the right wing having a hard time just struggling to say fucking anything about this stuff? Like the panic that supposedly exists, on the Democratic side. They're like, like during the last few months, like, we're going to lose. We're going to, like, everybody's wigging out. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, they've been looking at these numbers and they're sweating for real.